going on, YouTube? Back at it again. So today what I got going on in the garage is I'm going to be doing the exhaust system on the Datsun 240Z over there in the corner. I got to move the cars back around, get the Datsun back on the lift. I got a nice CX Racing 3-inch exhaust that's all V-band. Problem is I have to make a custom downpipe to fit from the downpipe angle on the Datsun that's on there. Pop the hood. So I got a 90-degree bend downpipe right here, and then once I put the exhaust on, there's a gap that has to be filled from the angle down to the actual catback exhaust system. And that's the part that we're gonna make. It's gonna be V-band. In the boxes over there I have the exhaust, and I also have a box with stainless 3-inch tubing and some V-bands. So I called in the help of a friend to come over and help me with the welding, because I'm not a good welder. I'm very much a novice when it comes to things like that. But I have his name's Heath. He owns Bombcity Customs, and talk a little bit more about him and what he's got going on later on in the video. But yeah, so that's basically what this video is going to be about. And with the exhaust being done, that'll kind of pretty much be the biggest major piece that I have left on the build. And then after that, it'll be pretty much putting the Mega Squirt in and getting everything else buttoned up on it, like the vacuum lines and whatnot, little odds and ends. And then after that, I'll be loading a map and firing her up for the first time. So that's a good feeling. I'm on the downside of this build, and I had to take a break in between some videos just to break up the monotony. And the way it is with this car is kind of love-hate for me over the time I've been working on it, because I get started, I get a good pace, and then I kind of get burned out. I got to run into problems here and there, and that's just been this whole build. You know, taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it just kind of burns me out over the time I've been working on it. But I need to get it done. I want to get it to the owner. I want it out of my hair. I want to be able to move on to bigger, better things like my 300Z build. And I need the money also from the build to fund my shop being put up at my house. I'd like to get my shop and my house all same location. That way, you know, I can better be a dad and be around the family, because this actually takes a lot of time away from me and the family, and they understand that. They totally understand what's going on. But just being around the family, doing work around the shop and everything, being right there is such a convenience. I don't have to like take time out in between and you know, make a short drive home, take care of things, and then make a short drive back. It just, you know, takes away time from the day. But on the last video, I went out and I did a track day over at Crescent Motorsports Ranch, and it was a pretty fun day. So if you guys haven't checked out episode 19, go ahead and do so now. It shows me, you know, hauling ass on my 07 Gixxer around Crescent Motorsports Ranch, which is on the outskirts, the southern outskirts of Dallas. Also, I took a chance and shook the bike down, and the carburetors weren't right on the bike right here. You can see that in the video as well, but that's all right. You know, I'll get that sorted out. This isn't, you know, a full-on competitive race bike. It's a classic. It's sentimental to me, and you know, I'll get it going eventually, and I'll do some hot laps on that in the future. All right, so I got my buddy over here, Heath. Heath owns Bombcity Customs, right?
Yes, sir.
And Heath is out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes, sir.
So Heath just moved here, and I was introduced to Heath by a mutual friend of ours. And it turns out Heath is a badass custom bike builder. He has a shop over here. Where's your shop at, Heath?
It's on Hillside and I-27.
Hillside and I-27. So if you look up Bombcity Customs, what's your phone number?
It is 806-224-4578.
Go ahead and hit this guy up, man. He built some pretty incredible stuff. He's new to the area, so there's not a lot of custom bike builders around here. So you guys will get to see his work firsthand. He's going to be working on the exhaust system here for the Datsun. I have the CX Racing 3-inch catback exhaust. This guy's meticulous, I can tell already, because he was inspecting the welds on this exhaust system, and you know, I agree with him. Certain welds, they're not too pretty, and he says he'd never do nothing like that, but goes to show that, you know, he's got an eye for it. So, but that's the bent pipe that we're gonna cut into pieces to make it work with the cat back here and make it made up to the angle downpipe that's on the car. And he's got his welder over here, and he's gonna do his TIG magic, and he's gonna get this bad boy all put up. And also got the V-band clamps over here. Got a set of V-bands, so we'll mock it all up, tack it all up, and then he'll do his magic. So I gotta mount the rear exhaust here on this rubber hanger, and I have a riveted on bracket, so I'm gonna have to grind this off here and get that taken care of. It looks like I got a bolt up here. I'll just take the bolt off, put this in a vise, and then I'll be able to get this off a whole lot easier than messing with this up on the car. So what we're up against now is we figured out that this piece here, it doesn't even need, it just bolts right up onto the body itself. And then right here, this is too short. So I'm gonna use the one that was in the back, and I'm gonna cut one notch off. That way we can get the proper length that we need, so we can hang it right up, and then we'll move on. Alright guys, we got some stuff figured out. So we got it hard mounted here. I cut that original hanger rubber piece from the back. Got it to fit here. We got it resting here. Now Heath's gonna clamp on a V-band, and we gotta get our measurements from here to here. And then hopefully we have enough out of that pipe there to give us the straight distance we need. This one right here, it hangs low, so we're gonna have to shorten it up here and then re-weld it up to where it's at the proper length. And we're also gotta keep the flex piping, that's a must. So we're gonna have it here to here is where Heath's gonna work it. He's gonna work his magic and get this puppy all where it needs to be, and then we'll have us an exhaust system. So we end up having to doing on that little universal 90-degree downpipe that I had originally put in. The angles didn't flow really well with how we have to tuck the exhaust up. So what we end up doing is we chopping that at an angle. We decided to chop the top piece off the top of the flex pipe, and we're gonna be able to raise that flex pipe up into the engine bay area. That'll give us a nice flowing angle whenever we go from here on up, so the V-band will actually come up and meet up to the flex pipe, and it'll be a nice flowing angle, so that way it's not choppy or nothing. It looks clean and everything flows together. But that's where we're at right now with it. Heath's over there working his magic. We had to cut and grind and bang out this ring that was originally in the inside the flex pipe from the original pipe that we cut off. This piece right here was the piece that was on top of that flex pipe, and that's pretty much how much we have to take the how much we have to shorten it by, basically. So that's kind of where we at right now on it. And Heath's working his magic. He's gonna still be lining things up to see if we can get the proper angle on it. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that bracket, you're right. Joseph's back in the shop. What's up, Joseph? What you been doing today, Joseph? You selling parts?
A little bit.
What kind of parts? I heard today Joseph sold some sealant. I think it was called caulk. Was it black caulk or white caulk you sold?
Oh, God. I could draw a line too, where you can, you know where you're buttoning it up at. I could draw it. Alright. Okay, you're good where you're at? Right there or what? Right there? Okay. Alright, we got it tack welded up. Got the angles about right. He's clamping it on to double check. And then after we got that, all we have is one more piece to tack weld on. And then that'll make this whole section one piece. So we're not using a bunch of crazy clamps throughout the whole system. And then from there, he's just gonna go ahead and finish tigging the whole thing up, and it'll be done. So we're down to the last part of tacking it together. And that'll be it. And then you can make all his welds, and that will be it. And the downpipe will be complete. Well, he's all done, but we had to twist these filler rods together in order for him to be able to get a decent bead on it, because with the being one filler rod, he'd have to. How was it going?
Yeah. So I have to just sit there and fill so much of the fill rod in there and just keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. It wasn't working properly.
But I'm happy with the weld. I think it came out alright. It's decent. I'm happy with the results. I think it came out pretty good. A lot better than hopes and dreams I had earlier. Cool.
I'm not happy with it myself.
I think he did okay. It's alright. Cool. Is it done? Or you got some more to go? Okay. Alright, another day we're back at the garage. So Heath, he wasn't happy with some of the welds, so he decided to touch them up. But I'm gonna go ahead and let Heath talk about it a little bit.
Well, we made this piece. We had to cut it out in like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different welds, 7 different pieces, and making each piece the angle's perfect so the exhaust would flow properly. And then we went back over it and tacked it, got it on the table, welded it all up. And like I said, I wasn't completely happy with some of my welds, so I went back over them and made them way prettier. And yeah, I think we got a good little mid pipe here. And it's, like I said, it's gonna flow properly and work like it should.
Cool. Well, last night he was complaining about it, and I was laughing because even his so-called shitty welds are better welds than the welds that are on the CX Racing exhaust that I bought. So I was happy. I would have been cool with it from the start, but you know, he wants to make it better. I'm not going to complain. But yeah, in the end, I think he did a pretty damn good job for what he had to work for us. Now, some of them were like a little uneven where they butted up because of the bending of the pipe. Some sections were a little bit smaller from the mandrel bending, but you know, he filled it in nice and neat. As you can tell right here, it was a little of a slight bend, which caused this side to be smaller than this side, but he filled it in nice and neat. I think he did a really good job, better than I would have got if they would have sold a pipe that would have fit the application. I think that this came out way better than what I could have bought anyway, so I'm pretty happy with it. And I think you guys should check him out, Bombcity Cycles. Later on I'll do a little skit on his shop, and he showed me his shop. It's pretty cool. It's a lot cooler than my shop. But yeah, but for real, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the car, and we're gonna tighten down the V-bands and show you guys the finished product. Alright guys, here's the finished product. I love the way this thing sits in the factory opening for the tailpipe. Looks really good. Slows down nice. The only thing is, this is gonna give me a little bit of ground clearance issue right here, but there's no way around that. Fits right in the groove for the cross bracket. And this is what Heath has put together right here from this point on, all the way up to the turbo. So I have a 2.5 inch adapter to a 3 inch adapter. Comes down to the flex pipe, down pipe, cap back. On out through the back. Alright guys, so just to show you from the top here, that's what it looks like. Got the adapter right here, 2.5 inch to 3 inch, down pipe, flex pipe. Goes all the way back like I showed you earlier. Just to give you an idea what it looks like from the side. And then once we go around to the back, I'm gonna have the other hatch put back on with the glass next week. I think that's beautiful. I love the way it tucks up underneath. It's a real low, sleek design. Beautiful, beautiful car. We got Heath loading his stuff up. Thanks again, Heath. Cool deal. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode. Thank you guys that have subscribed for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I know this is growing a little bit. I'd like it to grow a little bit bigger. Of course I do, but anyway. Yeah, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.